Oh, I thought that was not going to work.
Proszę, to się pojawił, kurwa.
Stop the shielding right before. That's beautiful.
A tutaj dawno jestem,
yeah,
kurwa,
lures.
widziałem, kurwa,
There's those
pół
residents.
godziny temu nikogo tu nie było.
Lures are, we talked a lot about Dead Ringer strats already, but lures are the safest Dead Ringer strat you can do. And most racers hate them, or most viewers hate them because they're too safe, not as exciting.
Widzę nubki tną
But
w
I'm
tego,
a fan
kurwa,
because you gotta do
szopecel.
what you gotta do to win. And so many times I've seen racers who have a big lead like this not do lures and then die to Dead Ringer, and it's like, you know what?
To ciotka?
Kind of what you get for not doing lures.
Happens all the time.
And of course, I think only because he's doing well so far, we can bring up tough loads,
Tak będzie.
lures into blood drum attempts.
Jak się będą dorabiać, kurwa, teraz.
Where, it didn't go well.
Teraz wydasz te wszystkie swoje, kurwa, pieniądze z
I
materacu.
did a lot of bets after lures, but that was one of them. There it is. So Tang coming back, doing what they need to do. Yeah, we're all tied up, going to a game 3.
It's a weird race.
Panie, ktoś kupi, kurwa, a oni za te, kurwa, 1,20, kurwa, 25 zł. To oni kupią następne 5 kilo, kurwa. 5 zginie, 1 sprzedadzą, kurwa, to tak co do przodu, tak.
Yeah.
Skipping war, like I get it because he has courage. Then like taking the whip, it's like I get it because he has courage. But if he had just not seen courage, his build would be so much better.
Yeah. I think there is a lot of value put on courage, and a lot of it's justified because it's so strong. But yeah, it can cause some real problems. And that, so weird. Like this is, if you look up in the Necrodancer dictionary, like build degradation, that last race absolutely exemplifies it.
That is for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You're sort of scrambling and you're sort of picking stuff like maybe this is better, but it's like, no, it's not better.
Kind of hard not to take is the problem. Like if your opponent is on like, you know, Obsidian Flail, Courage, you know, Shield, Freeze, and you have like the same thing, but
Dałem zawą kurę.
you're fixed.
Yeah.
So once you see it, it's like
Oj, filmiki oglądałem, kurę. I została dziewczyna,
when
kurę.
you kill an enemy, you dash into their square and you're invincible for that turn. Which is
Długo i zasnęła dziewczyna.
he's normally sorry.
Go. It's okay. I just want to make sure I get
There's
the
a
count
race
out.
starting. Yeah, sorry.
that's
Someone
okay.
was just asking what courage did.
No, I appreciate it.
It's very strong because of two things. One is anything that lets you move and attack on the same turn is just very efficient in this game. You're trying to get to the exit as quickly as possible, and so if you have to spend 1 beat attacking and 1 beat moving, then that's 2 beats. That, you know, if you have a move attack, just becomes 1 beat, and those add up a lot. The other thing is that you're invincible, so you can, you know, for the beat that you kill something, so you can press into, you know, things that, like a mob that of a bunch of dangerous enemies that you would have to take safely. You can just kind of go into it and kill stuff, and you won't get hit. But you have to sort of play on the edge sometimes to make use of it, and there are situations where it can get you into trouble.
Especially if you don't have goo boots in zone 4 and you can buy yourself on goo, and we saw that a few times in that last race with zone 4. But yeah, this race right now, we've got actually, it was a really nice situation. So both racers threw their dagger on the blood shop, and of course we've said in the past there is some RNG to that, and Freddy, the blood shop Freddy, can teleport into a spot that'll get you killed. However, both racers did have freeze spell, so that meant that if Freddy teleported into a bad spot, they could immediately pop that freeze spell and keep it safe. So that's nice to see. We, of course, as commentators and organizers of this tournament, we want to see as little sort of really tragic situations as possible, or sort of bad RNG. And so, yeah, we're happy to see that. Spell pickup, one of my favorite spells in the game. So good.
Here's a question with that pain shrine. Is it ever the
Muszę kompa zrestartować, bo coś, kurwa, przeinstalowałem sterowniki, coś się zjebało.
I was totally thinking that same thought. I feel like it's a huge risk. I think you have to be a way an underdog to do it.
Or have food already, or regen already.
Yeah, nice freeze there by Biggie Mac. It was getting scary. Yeah, nightmares are Yeah, nightmares cause these clouds of darkness, and it's real bad, especially when you got moles and stuff that you can't even really see rolling around.
Armadillos, especially, since they're so most enemies have like eyes. Their eyes are lit up when they're in darkness. Some are not. Yes, Biggie doesn't have a weapon. Biggie is not dead. Wow,
not dead, but wow, what a
he planned ahead with the earth. That was incredible.
That was a great earth play there. So using the earth to push back the enemy so that he didn't die, which was about to happen. So that incredible play there after breaking their glass. It can be really hard. It's the whole grace under fire sort of situation. If you can somehow manage your situation, like if you can recognize, yeah, I'm going to get hit. It's wise. And this is a bad weapon.
I think Kang should have kept.
I agree.
Cross long. It's pretty safe in zone 3.
Coś mi się kurwa.
He is going to have to run this flail either way.
Zainstalowałem najnowsze sterowniki i coś się zestrało.
I don't know if that's the best use of Earth spell, but
Znasz tę piosenkę?
And gonna take probably not the gi, but we'll take
the gi.
Not gonna take the gi. So the gi is 2 times damage on your weapon. So unlike the glass jaw I talked about earlier, that is 2 times damage after all your.
No puściłem już, kurwa,
This is 2
przecież.
times damage on your just your base.
No
weapon,
tak,
so
no.
4 damage. It would have been a 4 damage flail, but you also take 2 times damage, so it's a little scary.
Teraz się
I
skończyło.
feel like it's something that people could take more often prior to zone 4. Like you really don't want it once you get into zone 4, but
Ja wreszcie
you
puszczę.
don't lose a whole lot of speed
Wow.
not tanking stuff in zone 1, 2, and 3. And for the most part, you should be pretty good to, like at this level, on the level of like racing in the Congo playoffs. You're probably not taking a whole lot of damage outside of especially bad zone 3 setups.
Yeah, I agree. Have we established what that ring is yet? Oh, it's Ring of Frost? Whoa. That's cool. So the Ring of Frost is a super rare ring. I honestly feel like it's one of the rarest items in the game. I just feel like it never should. What it does is it does the effect that the Dagger of Frost does, but with whatever weapon you're using. So it'll freeze an enemy on one hit, and then it instantly kills all enemies that are frozen. What's cool about that, and especially with the brilliant, is that it pairs very nicely with the freeze spell. Because if you freeze things, you will now one-shot everything that's frozen. So it's real crazy. So it'll be a good demo.
Z gry jest. To tak w tytule jest ten. Maze. Jestem takim kurwa ruskim misiem gadającym kurwa tam. American Garbage. American Rubbish. Kojarzysz? Taką kukurydzą, kurwa, taka kukurydza tam wszędzie, kurwa, była gadająca. Taka dorożona przygodówka, kurwa. Oh.
And going to take this left arm and yeah, I think about 7.4 ahead right now. I can actually see a bit of an awkward. There we go. We're going down the trapdoor. The rare zone 5 trapdoor.
It's so hard not to get hit on them.
Yeah, but well handled. And both racers are pretty much neck and neck at this point. Hey, look, a rifle. You're not gonna take that, are you? No. Oh, the Frost Spirit though. Snowbro.
Yeah.
Snowbro's great. So Snowbro, the Frost, anything that, like if anything steps in the tile where there's that little snowman face, it will get frozen. Uh-oh.
He has a dead ringer quick kill that.
He is dead. He's pushing.
Wszystkie kurwa papier do twarzy mój, kurwa.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh man. And we're all right back at the beginning. Now here's the really interesting part. Who had the better seed retention? Who was paying the most attention to this seed to know exactly where you should go and where you shouldn't go? I think most racers without any memory will likely play their seed roughly the same as last time. So we're gonna have a good look at how they...
Tu masz kurwa ten, ci na Discordzie wyślę, na poe czacie.
Longsword, I'd say probably yes. Given that there's not a very good weapon until zone 4.
Tu masz od 33 minuty tam, mniej więcej jak zaczniesz oglądać, tam jest ten. Tam się ta piosenka właśnie pojawia, ale tam są 33 minuty, zobacz, bo tam ten misiu kurwa gada też, nie? Tego misia obczaił.
Yep, fully deserve to be mad.
Enemies unfreeze on their turn, so you can, like, the game operates on beat, right? You have to move every beat. The enemies will move every beat, even if you don't move. But you can sort of divide the beat into like the enemy phase and the player phase, and you don't really see this, like, because it just happens at the same time on the player screen, but kind of inside the game, it's going through a whole long list of priority things. And one unfortunate one is that freeze. You freeze on your part of the beat, but because the enemy hasn't taken its turn yet, when you freeze, when you start the freeze, when the freeze ends, it takes that turn that it didn't get to take before, basically. And so if you're standing right next to something that was coming at you or attacking you, it will just, you think that you are hitting it and it would do its normal behavior of teleporting away, but instead it just smacks you and you die. It's very unfortunate. It's a long-winded way of saying Biggie
American
is
garbage.
using big brain strats.
Yeah, which is, you know, not unlike what I'd expect from Biggie.
For
Biggie
sure.
plays a very intelligent
Czyli kurwa ten, byłem na mieście kurwa ten i jakaś Angielka tam przyleciała to, kurwa ten, do sklepu i tam się chwali kurwa babce, ja z nią akurat deala chciałem zrobić. Babka przyleciała i pokazuje kurwa papier, czy tam kurwa ręczniki, nie wiem, coś tam papierowe, kurwa. A ja się pytam ludzie, na chuj wam ten papier, kurwa, mówię, kupcie sobie jedzenie, kurwa, mówię, dupę to sobie możecie w zlewie umyć, kurwa, mówię, nażerać to kurwa, nie będziecie mieli co, kurwa, będziecie papier wpierdalać. Pojebałeś z tym papierem.
I just
I
don't
know you're not a fan.
agree. Also, didn't Tang have peace by this point? So
Yeah, what happened?
does that mean he skipped it? I don't know.
Shutting the door again. I love it. So, that's not how you freeze.
Widzę tak,
Okay.
Yeah.
w ogóle nie myją.
Yike.
Or was
And
peace
here
here?
is peace. Yeah, here's peace. This was definitely where
That's
Tang
right.
got it.
That's right.
Maybe took the flail for an
Brudne
easier
pedalstwo,
dragon fight. This
Yeah,
is
but
Ciapackie, kurwa.
and the glass longsword makes it really easy too. I don't know.
That's true. I think it's slightly easier maybe for the flail because you can sort of manipulate their position. Flail has inherent knockback, so you can knock those dragons away and keep them at bay. As long as you don't knock a red dragon directly horizontal of you. That's bad. Don't do that.
Yes, it needs to move away. It won't stop its fire breath.
Good job, Chad. We got a ka in
Nice.
chat there.
That was good. That was good. Thank you, Bookworm.
All right. So Tang's our first one to the boss here. So being just a little more efficient, you can see by the difference in their seeded race times there that they pretty much reset at exactly the same time, which is really wonderful.
Oh, there is Courage Shovel in
There's
the
a Courage
Z3
Shovel.
red chest.
Yeah, Biggie was kind of hesitating after he died at first because it seemed like maybe he thought he'd lost, and then it restarted instantly when he saw
Nic mi nie wiadomo na ten temat.
I know.
Ten, waluta leci w dół,
I
bo
know. If there's gonna be a death, make it a
babka
double
powiedziała,
death. I think
kurwa, pytałem się w kantorze, jak tam kurwa waluta
Although I will
stoi.
say, like, early enough.
Wydaje mi się, że kurę ten, mogłem kurę pohandlować trochę dzisiaj, bo kurę kasy nie miałem kurę. W jednym kantorze kurwa sprzedawali euro po 11 coś, a w drugim skupywali po 12 coś. Mogłem tylko kupić w jednym kantorze z 1000 euro na przykład i w drugim sprzedać kurę. Tak, no tylko kasy nie mam kurę. Do roboty muszę iść kurę, a nie mogę roboty na razie znaleźć żadnej też ciekawej.
It's also another thing to note with this game. It's really hard to notice how scared people are. Like we've gotten okay.
Jakbym miał 10 euro, to bym kurwa nie stać było na 10 euro, to bym sobie kupił 10 euro i kurwa sprzedał to. Ale nie stać mnie human kurwa, bo mówię ci, biebałem się kurwa z tym samochodem kurwa kupę wydatków. Już nie mam pieniędzy po prostu na wydawanie kurwa.
Freeze and Earth is. So if an enemy's frozen, they don't need to have another enemy behind them.
Nie, jeden tam wziął, drugi nie.
They just die. So that's really strong, and we're gonna see that probably with Dead.
Z jednej strony się temu pierwszemu nie dziwię, kurwa, no bo się kurwa też nagrzebał, kurwa, wyjmował alternatora, wkładał tam i z powrotem, to wiesz. Pierdalej jebańcu. Jebany reksiu. Da się sztachetą go zajebać?
A little bit of extra time spent in zone 4, but now Tang has the better build. And probably is going to be mapping off of Biggie Mac to get through this fast. Now, this is that scary boss room that they both died in. And look at that. Oh, beat for beat. Right into zone 5-3. This is amazing.
Biggie lost his heavy glass, so that's
Chyba go wyruchałem.
for him, yeah.
Patrzcie w drugą stronę, a ja w drugą, Michał.
Look at the cat. It's so good. And we'll probably see a freeze
Tak
earth.
jeszcze mnie skurwiel reksiu jebany goni.
Yep, freeze double earth and off
Głos
we go.
odpuścił już.
Nice shot.
Tang has freeze earth more than anybody else I've seen.
Oh yeah?
To odmiany zombie,
I feel like I
kurwa.
see him do it all the time.
That's interesting. This is
Maybe it's just
really
confirmation
close.
bias.
Yeah, that routing for Tang was really strong. Ooh, the bomb buffer.
Both have blood drums, so they'll both get a quick first hit.
Yeah, so if you dig the Necrodancer out of the stage instead of bombing him out of the stage, he doesn't teleport, and so you get a free hit there. So we are now going hit for hit. One heart remaining for Biggie Mac, though. When you're trying to push really fast, it's hard to not take damage here and there. And both racers are at 3, but a freeze on Biggie, that could
Ale już
be
mam
hit
kurwa
there.
broń.
That's really unfortunate. And one more hit for Tang. And Tang's got it. That game 3 was insane. Yes.
Low 7-minute times.
6 seconds.
Prawdopodobnie na tamtym serwerze też nie będę grał, kurwa, bo tam jakieś nubki robią bazę w bunkrach bezpośrednio, kurwa, nie można wejść do bunkra po lód, kurwa, i chuj, bez sensu, kurwa. A administrator, kurwa, serwera nic z tym nie robi, to tam jakieś, kurwa, dziwne, śmieszne gierki wygrywa. Zostanie, kurwa, w trójkę na serwerze, kurwa, z 2 gościami, co w bunkrze siedzą, kurwa, 2 bunkry, kurwa, zablokowali i on sam, kurwa, koło właściciel serwera.
Biggie was 9th, I think. So Monster was 8th. Yeah, Biggie was 9th. I'm pretty sure. I'm positive that's right because of how they were seated in the play-in.
Wow. Good stuff. That was awesome. What a set. What a set.
Had a great set against Ink too.
Yeah. Yeah, Biggie did super well in this play-in, so shame to see them go, but yeah, we've got another one. I think are we going straight into the next one?
Ten zapęd wybitnie
All
pusty,
right, so this
kurwa.
next one is going to be another doozy. Sivir versus Blair. So Sivir was, as Cancel said, part of the Spooty tier. Or Spoot tier. In that they're just so good and did really well this season. And of course, Blair here, sort of a surprising loss against Tough. early, but again, anything can happen. And I'm sure she's looking for some revenge. So not an easy road for Blair. When they met each other, it was a 2-1 victory for Civ. But yeah, we'll see how they do. You'll know that you can see
Co,
just
obejrzałeś
how
sobie filmik?
strong Civ's run was with the ranking, only dropping behind Inknun in week 2.
Mhm.
Ty i ta Tibia, kurwa.
Blair was, I think, a fairly clear 3rd or 4th best throughout the regular season. She didn't start out that way, in part because of how we ranked people at the beginning. It's based on previous season, and Blair did not do so
Co?
this one. But established herself very early, and I think
Żeby mieć Daisy, to trzeba mieć pieniądze i kupić, kurwa.
in the bottom half of the bracket this early, but
Skąd mam mieć Daisy, kurwa?
Yeah, this will be interesting. All right, well, if we're ready, looks like the racers are ready.
Not quite yet.
Kto ci powiedział, że ja mam Daisy?
All right, never mind. We'll vamp.
No nie mam, no skąd mam mieć?
I'm almost there, not quite.
Oh, it's all good. Sorry, maybe I'll wait for you to let me know when you're ready.
Gadałem, że oglądałem filmiki z Daisy, a nie, że grałem, co tylko.
But yeah, this should be good. I think in terms of
Jak
playstyle,
goście grali
Civ's
w
got a
Daisy,
very,
oglądałem.
consistent playstyle. Civ's very hard to race against because Civ uses every
Przecież ci pokazywałem filmik z tym hakerem tam, kurwa.
thing against you.
Z jakimś
Blair,
cheaterem, kurwa.
Is
Co
very
haków używał.
aggressive racer. Definitely gonna throw down some fast times. Has a very good average win of 8:26, which is really fast. All right, we are now ready. So we got Civ on the left, Blair on the right. We got another best of 3 for you. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. This is super fun to be here on GDQ.
Kurwa, nie wierzę, broń znalazłem. Ja pierdolę, kurwa.
Corridor spotlights feels good.
Ink,
All right,
congratulating
3,
Tang.
2, 1, go.
Ink congratulating Tang on the double death. Inknun and Tang have one of the most memorable double deaths in Condor history.
Yeah.
From playoffs, I think, was it last season or 2 seasons ago? It must have been 2 seasons ago because Ink wasn't in last season.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the identical Dead Ringer death, right?
Right. They both did an Oblivion strat, which is sort of a complicated looking Dead Ringer strat.
On nie wiem, on jakąś tam, kurwa, grał kiedyś tą grę taką... Takim golasem na początku biegniesz, kurwa, taka tam survivalowa i tam jakieś kamienie robisz, toporki, coś tam na początku, tak jak, kurwa, taki... Może, kurwa, tam takie, kurwa, tam z kamieniem, kurwa, napierdalasz na początku, jak kogoś spotkasz, to się kamienie może napierdalać jedynie.
So we will see that. Maybe not. I think Blair should probably check it.
I think Blair...
Ta piła się, kurwa, nada na typu,
maybe not
kurwa.
often, but occasionally makes farming decisions that err on the side of just going fast,
Yes.
rather than taking all the opportunities to look at things that some of the other playoff races do.
Yeah, I often think about
Kurwa, ile razy trzeba zajebać tym, kurwa, czymś.
the idea of the
Kurwa, padł
there's
pedał
that YouTube
jebany.
series, the Smash Brothers, and you've got the sort of
Się nie przyda, kamień się przyda tylko z niego.
so the rise and fall of various sort of titans of Smash
Yeah.
Brothers, and
The five
it's very
counts.
yeah, so good. So, I think about that a lot in terms of how they talked about the different meta and
You
how it
pick up
shifts over
Lepsy,
time, and that
kurwa.
has happened quite a bit with Necrodancer. And earlier in the seasons, like season 5, season 6, a big part of it was just push as fast as you can on a minimal build. But we did have a few racers come in with a shifting strategy of being a little bit more farm heavy. And that led to racers finding the axe and then steamrolling their opponents. And so then we've, of course, taken away the axe. And what we've now found is that there's kind of a nice balance between pushing and farming, where sometimes farming can really cost you. And in fact, in Tang's race that we had earlier,
Civ is in trouble.
that's so bad. So Civ taking a hit there, losing his glass, now has a 1 damage dagger essentially in zone 2.
And thankfully, Blair doesn't have anything yet. But this is rough for Civ being on a 1 damage dagger going into zone 2.
Yeah, you don't want that. You're going to be looking for something. Taking a bad wind spell hit there. There's just not a lot going on here. Gonna check for a food shop, and it's not.
He's just far enough behind that he couldn't see Blair open that and be disappointed too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when this sort of stuff happens, it's hard to screen watch when you're just kind of head down focused on your play. I was going to mention the play-in or the round 1 match we did not see between Tang and Bookworm. What happened was there was a lot of farming from Tang that did not work out, and that can happen now with the way the meta's going. All right, well, Blair is into zone 3 here. Not the safest, but you'll notice that protection charm is essentially like having leather armor. It's giving you half a heart protection. And any kind of armor paired with a ring of regen is exceptionally good. And are we going to see a sacrifice shrine take here? There's a lot of enemies that are set up for it.
Yeah, you could. I think it's too hard now.
You just have to get one of these elementals, I think.
Yeah, no, it's going to do it.
Oh, one more elemental. There it is. So if you sacrifice, or if you kill 5 enemies next to that shrine, it gives you 3 items. And if you bomb it, you get a heart container, which we just saw. And Civ forced to take the purple chest there. Wow. So Civ needing a weapon. And that is a base
staff.
That is not what you're looking for. But, you know, it's just too good of a ring to pass up. That's okay. Yeah. Yikes. This is so bad for Civ. Civ needs to get bailed hard.
It's really surprising because, so I think of it kind of like, you know, a lot of us in the early days of Condor came out of Binding of Isaac racing. And you kind of had that same question, especially because that game raced unseeded, right? So the racers could get totally different items, and sometimes one of them just wins because they get a knife. And so you say like, well, you know, there's no skill, right? Like it's just depending on what items you get. But you see the same people winning, you know, every tournament. And you think, you know, well, why? Like if it's so random, like why is it the same people? Yeah, Civ is in a tough spot.
Civ did a good job with that blood drum, but now is at half a heart. I'm so spooked. I do agree with your analysis. I know where you're going there, Cancel. I think that, yeah, even though this is a game of randomness, you are seeing a lot of the same players be on the tippy top. And the question is why? There's an Electro Dagger and an Obsidian Rapier. Okay.
The Obsidian Rapier came out of Zone 3 black, I think.
I see. So Civ's got to get there.
Sorry, having watched similar games, the ability to stay on top of the randomness and react to it quickly and effectively is a really big part of games like this.
Right. Making the highest percentage play, like what is most likely to get you a good build and get you a fast build. And I think of Civ as actually one of probably the best in the field at doing that. Not always the fastest on a sort of micro level. Like I think Blair is
like on mechanics. Yeah.
But I think Civ is just kind of impeccable at farming normally, and the seed has just been sort of unlucky for them.
Also, playing a lot helps because when you're trying to go fast, you can wind up in a lot of weird situations that, you know, the more opportunities you have to see those weird situations, the less of a difficult adaptation it is because you've been in these situations before.
Yeah, it's kind of like, this is sort of a weird analogy, but like an improv team who does improv theater is going to practice not the scenes they're going to perform like in a live show, but they're still going to practice because they need to learn the sort of randomness that they might encounter and like what to expect from various other people and that sort of thing. And I think it applies similarly here where you're sort of learning your skills. Oh, and Civ just in a bad spot. Yeah, you're not protected from bombs when you're using the cutlass. Well, yeah, this is round 1 losers. That's a bad death there for Civ.
Felt kind of inevitable with how the seed had been going for Civ, but they were still doing a good job keeping up as much as they could despite the build disadvantage.
Yeah. To clarify there's heavy plate if you want it. I'm gonna take it. It's pretty strong, so really safe now for Blair. Blair's in a very good spot. Just to clarify for chat, we're gonna have one more race today. It's gonna feature Inknun versus Bookworm. It's a best of 5 since it is in the it's round 2 of the winners. Winner of that is going to go to the winners finals, which of course is a confusing term if you're not used to double elimination tournaments, because that is not the grand finals, which will be whoever wins the winners finals versus whoever wins the losers finals.
I agree it wasn't going to happen, Biggie. It's just good to keep pressure up, I think, as much as you can. That's, unexpected things can happen when the opponent is close.
This is true. And Sivir was so close to getting those good weapons, although maybe past it I didn't see, but had a jewel dagger, I think.
I think Civ passed the Obsidian Rapier, or maybe there was variants and they didn't get it. I'm pretty sure it was the Zone 3 boss chest for Blair.
We did see easy left side scoots there for Blair, so nice easy fight. Gonna bomb blood dig there.
It's
and nice just clearing thing. Yeah, clearing house. Nicely done.
A sort of awkward transition. So the song changes after you dig the Necrodancer out, and that's how like the shield bug works, for example. And the enemies tend to get kind of frozen for a beat.
Yeah, it looks strange. There it is, GG.
Oh, dropped flawless. Okay, I missed that.
All right, I'm fully expecting. Oh, the transmute in the blood shop. You seen that?
Oh my gosh! You could take a chicken and recover the same amount.
Yeah, just bomb build your way through the seed. All right, race number 2 getting set here. I can't imagine Civ not trying to just totally mash here. I'm expecting a fast run from Civ. I'm expecting the same from Blair.
Yeah,
So
I mean, this is a... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm curious how much pressure Civ is putting on themselves right now, given that you've talked about how Civ is on that Spooty tier that you're talking about, and now is in the losers bracket and down a game.
Yeah, Civ mentioned being tilted in Discord earlier, so I was a little worried about how their mental state might be for this set. But Blair said the same thing, and ended up with a much better build last seed. So hard to know how it'll go.
Yeah, so much
kind of awkward.
Yeah, this is trying to wrangle this Minotaur here to open up a food shop. And it's the worst possible food shop, but it's a food shop nonetheless. So going to be up at least 1 heart container and a gluttony charm, I think is what we're going to see. Yeah. As I've mentioned before, this game is so mentally draining at times that if you're not fully in focus mode, and everyone who raced Season 9 knows this feel of like, if you're not fully in it,
yeah,
it's hard, and you can make silly mistakes, and then it's hard to not beat yourself up over those. So a lot of these racers have had so much experience racing that they need to be easily able to get past those kinds of feelings.
That 1-2 was really interesting. They went different directions. Civ got a torch and then saw that Blair went and got a ring of regen.
Whoa.
Oh, and there's heavy plate.
So this is a safe build. Extra heart container, heavy plate, and regen. We should not be dying. Things have to go very poorly for us to die. So now it's a matter of, can you find a weapon to go super fast with? And there was so much to bomb also on that 1-2. There was a potion, there was a cracked wall, and there was the regen shrine of blood or whatever. So there was so many things. And,
and of course it's Coral Riff.
Coral Riff. So now our racers have to flawless this. Coral Riff with just a dagger is really bad.
Yeah, so just to explain it, so the quick strat that you usually want to use for Coral Riff 1 when you don't have a weapon already or some other way of aggroing him quickly is to throw your dagger, and then you don't have a weapon, so you have to kill him some other way, so you use a bomb. But they had so many things to spend their bomb on in that 1-2 that both of them have to do the sort of slow strat.
See a nice dagger throw to finish off the Korra fight, and we'll be seeing what's in that black chest. You might see Sivir sort of draft Blair a little to see what Blair gets, but it's a weapon that's good enough to take. You definitely don't want to run with as we saw in the last race, you don't want to run with just base. Oh, and there's that Gluttony used too. So they both have the Gluttony charm. Blair is not using it. So Blair might have forgotten about it.
It's very easy to forget about having Gluttony, I think.
Yeah, so good on that heads-up play from Sivir.
I'll eat it so you can carry the cheese, Blair.
Yeah, Blair is not remembering the Gluttony.
I'll eat it.
Well, we'll see. Maybe she sees like a ham or something she'll remember. There is a glass shop there, so Civ is going to take the shovel, but not take... Was the glass armor there? That is an option.
Yeah, but there's no way you take it, especially because at that point, Civ could see that Blair got the Obsidian Longsword.
Right, yeah. And having not a glass build going into Zone 3 is a good call, as we've seen. Actually blew up with a exploding mushroom, blew up a trapdoor there, so that's a big part of why Civ's as far behind as they are.
We have Courage.
Trapdoor. We do! Courage Longsword. This one also doesn't really have a name. All the other ones do, I swear.
Hey, what would we call it?
I don't know.
I feel like you would be the one to name it, given that you're the big Longsword fan.
I guess so. Well, I mean, I think my preference, I like Old Faithful, which is the titanium longsword, just because it's nice, and if you're doing Deathless, it's a nice weapon to get. But I think broadswords are my jam, and the broadsword courage is called that's good stuff. This one, I don't know. It's like another pseudo rapier. Like you dash forward, it's got 2 range straight ahead of you. It's good.
Fake rapier.
Yeah, fake rapier. I think that applies to the. A bit of an awkward situation with a mimic there for Blair, and you can see just how fast courage can make you. We were having that conversation earlier about kind of being down on courage because we were like, why did you take courage when you could have taken war, rapier, whatever? But you're seeing courage just be amazing, and I love that Sivir's Ghost right now is Pac-Manning this lineup.
Civ losing flawless. Has to hope there isn't something good in this purple chest. They're almost certainly going to be checking purple. Could check black here, I guess.
You could also not check, given... Well, it looks like both missed their flawless.
Missed their flawless, yeah. So,
if you're going to not check a boss, Konga's the one to do it on. Look, and just gluttony that...
Crappy gluttony. I don't think it matters... Well, now that they found heal, maybe it matters a little bit more. But Blair is going to skip that heal, which...
I don't agree with that. I think that's more of what we're seeing, where Blair is kind of the old guard style of just push no matter what. Just go fast. Minimum beats to the exit.
The biggest clash of styles that we have in Season 9, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Awkward with that Armadillo and Warlock, but Civ handles it really nicely.
Yeah, Blair, it was a little easier, just the sort of way
Ja
that
wiadomo,
came
nic
into
z tym
it.
takich sobie nie
A
mają.
bit easier. So close. This is amazing. And, Civ can try to tie this up here.
This is where you really see them on the wire's edge. They're trying to kill just as little as possible in these Zone 4 exit rooms, and doing it sort of more, more or less smoothly. Civ has a really unfortunate situation with those Golems and Blade Masters, but actually getting past it.
Yeah, it can be really awkward. I think Zone 4, one flaw with the Courage ring that I've seen a few times now is just having to go out of your way to kill the sarcophagus can sometimes cause you, like if you're killing the sarcophagus while on the exit stairs, you'll Courage off the exit.
Yeah,
and that's annoying.
Kurwa, jakie stado za mną biegło.
For Blair, that's big. So opting to dig through, but now Courage just going all the way up. That's the wrong way.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to go. And now Civ's got the lead. Look at how close we are.
That's very unfortunate. I mean, Blair got a little bit of a lead from that and then kind of gave it up.
Yeah. And here's where we're going to see. If you're hitting an armored enemy, you're not going to get your courage. So got to be careful. And look at this.
Beat for beat.
Beat for beat. Coming in to 5-3, the last floor before Deadringer. And using that torch for a little bit of mapping, it's going to show you where the boss room is. Mapping zone 5 is fairly interesting. Uh-oh, don't be frozen. This is bad.
This is very bad.
Bad. We don't have any damage.
There we go. Killing something through the dragon.
For the damage, yeah, thanks, Longsword. All right, we're going to see Oblivion strats for both racers. I love this strat. It looks so cool. A little bit of a rider situation, but it should be fine. It's fine. Oh.
Civ. No, Civ, you have to check.
Does he not have the bombs?
Oh,
neither of them have the bombs.
But Civ,
I don't think you have to check.
2 bombs.
Yeah, so if you're doing a 2-bomb strat, you can be a little faster. Oh, yeah, I don't think you can get 1 bomb. Oh, bomb spell. Yeah, but you still gotta check red if you're looking for bombs, right? Because there's just more.
I think you check purple here because you already have Blast Helm.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, but you can see that Blast Helm there to start the fight. This is going to be a little bit of an early lead here for Civ, but again, we've seen it time and again that it can come down to, oh my god, Blair!
Oh, Blair!
Oh, what a bad spawn! Oh, the dragon and the Necrobomb, it was so bad. Oh. That was so unfortunate. Blair took so much damage there.
I think Civ, maybe. How many hits did Blair have? I think Civ.
I don't think too many. I think Civ had it anyways, but Blair just got ripped apart by that Necrodancer. What a great race. I mean, yeah, deaths happen at the end of the game when you're pushing that hard. And yeah, Civ did have a lot of really good teleports. Oh, yeah. Playoff racing. I've never been disappointed by a Condor playoffs. They're always amazing.
Definitely. Especially, I think this season, it felt like everybody was pretty close. Like, Ink and Civ had separation in the regular season, but mostly because they just didn't lose to people who were like Obsidian and below.
3, 2, 1, and go. Sorry.
Oh, no. The race is starting. That's the important thing. I think our playoff races are all pretty close, you know, as we've seen so far, really. Anybody can beat anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little blood shop here. Do you take the gold flail?
Yes.
I say yes. Civ says no. Oh,
there's
it's
the draw.
That's a definite no. Hey, it's 2 damage, everybody. And use the blood war drum. It's times 2 infinite damage. Cool.
Civ has had several opportunities. Okay, there, finally did it. To buffer beats with a heal spell that he could have used and didn't do it. I was frustrated by that.
So a mechanic I brought up earlier but didn't have the ability to show you, we will now see quite a bit with this early heal spell. When they jump on the stairs, even if it's not cooled down, they will still use it. And so you're always going to get a half a heart heal at the end of every floor. It's excellent. And I think Blair, without the mapping, maybe didn't see that. Did they have a carrot? What happened? I'm confused. In any case, did not see that obsidian cat. I think you even reset. I think it's still early enough that you reset for that obsidian cat.
That's too much of a lead, I think. I made this mistake in my play-in against Rabio, resetting for an obsidian rapier that I missed. I think
Po raz pierwszy, kurwa, postać żeńska mi się trafiła w tej grze, kurwa. Ciągle samych facetów mam.
That makes a lot. Like if you get like a blood rapier, then you're like, great, this is fine.
Yeah, that's good. Blood rapier with war is good, turns out.
Yeah,
all right, we're gonna see a nice bomb play there.
Nice bomb.
Nice bomb in the. No, didn't go for the throw. That's okay.
Rapier?
Need something good. Oh. Mega fly.
Co jakiś głośny. No mówię ci, kurwa, kobieta mi się trafiła po raz pierwszy, kurwa, w to gra.
This is so tragic.
It's really funny when you have Ring of War and you hit something that tells
No ja, kurwa, mam postać żeńską, kurwa.
Yeah, it's super strange. Also,
almost.
Rozumiesz czy nie rozumiesz? Tłumaczę ci, kurwa, w grze mam postać, kurwa, kobiety, kurwa. Tutaj ciągle mam facetów, kurwa, dostaję. Rozumiesz czy nie rozumiesz, kurwa?
And you can't go for a weapon here because you
Nie to, że kurwa jakaś kobieta gra, kurwa postacią męską, kurwa ten. Ci tłumaczy cały czas, kurwa ten. Nie można, kurwa ten. Dostajesz losowo na starcie.
Yeah. 2-1. So the weapon, or sorry, the item pools are related to what level of the zone you're in. So this was level 1 of zone 2, and so you're not gonna find good things. And Civ finding you. Ring of Courage. So we now have the catapult, or I lovingly call it the kayak, where you will paddle your way through the enemies. It's kind of ridiculous. Any item that, or any weapon that uses that has a dash attack on top of, oh my goodness,
It's a little awkward.
a little bit. Any weapon that has a dash attack plus the Ring of Courage is going to make you do all kinds of crazy things.
It's encouraging over the trapdoor they wanted to take.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, here we go. Black chest, everybody. Give your best black chest weapons in chat, because Blair's gonna need it. Oh, not gonna get it. Took damage. Is gonna have to run with a 2 damage dagger into zone 3.
Kurwa, ale cel mnie goni, kurwa. Ty no nie odpuści, jebany, kurwa.
But it's gonna fall off so fast.
W końcu
This is
se,
the
kurwa,
hard thing.
podarował
Like when you
pedał.
miss weapon, then you miss weapon again. You know. I think
You
you take
could-
boss here. Yes.
Okay, does get a weapon.
For freeze though. Yeah. So you get the
freeze.
3 damage dagger now.
Damage dagger. I mean, you could take blood.
Good.
That's a risk you could go for. Not a great one, but you could have done it.
Yeah. That's not horrible, but missing out on the strength charms.
I think a lot of people don't think about taking blood because blood is mostly seen as a give you a regen ring shrine and
Yeah.
not give you a weapon when you touch it. Blair.
You know, you see it more often, like when you have it when it's on like the side, and the other two are things you want to bomb. Like people hit it to get the
Infinite damage
blood
blood
weapon,
weapon, yeah.
to fight the Shriner.
You got freeze. Use your spells. Use your spells. Please use
Might
your
have been the play. I don't know.
Blair, please. I may be saving it for this
Yeah.
boss fight. Okay.
But she has heal, so like she could.
Yeah, could blood freeze. I don't know. We're gonna check black here. I can pretty much guarantee it. Meanwhile, Civ is already down to 4-2 now, and it's a big old warhammer. Okay.
No, if she had courage,
She had courage, this would be amazing.
but she couldn't take it on 1 damage dagger. So.
Widziałem wcześniej też tam kurwa grał, ale
Getting telemonkeyed all
no, chyba rzadko się kobieca postać pojawia, kurwa.
I wouldn't
She
say
does the armor
safe.
and heal, but yeah.
Oh, and
Tak tu nie będę grał, bo ten serwer jakiś kurwa jest dziwnie nudny, kurwa.
yeah, it's gonna help with the Blade Masters because that pain ring that comes around you is a piercing pain damage.
It's not going to keep up with Kayak.
Nic tu się nie dzieje, kurwa. Jakieś tam.
Yeah, I think Blair's gonna need a weapon swap here. Should check that
Graczy w ogóle chyba nie ma, kurwa.
black chest. This is just gonna be too slow. Pain would have been even better for Civ.
Yeah. Yeah, they want each other's rings right now. Oh, this hurts.
Yeah, this is really tragic for Blair. And it was all based on that obsidian cat.
Kurwa jebany.
It was that little peak that Blair missed out on.
I mean, I think once you miss the Obsidian Cat, you know that your only hope is pulling a really good weapon as soon as you can, and it just didn't happen.
I don't know. I feel like a reset there. I know that it didn't work out before for you. I feel like a reset there. It was 1-2, right? Where the
I think
cat
it was one. Yeah, it was the exit
It
of
was
1-2.
Yeah, exit. Well,
They
there was-
were about a minute and a half in.
Right, but you could just beeline for it. I feel like if you had the cat and your opponent gets the kayak, you can start to really put pressure on them and cause mistakes. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. Hindsight.
I think this is just a risk of Blair's playstyle, I think, is like, I think how you think about it is like, Blair is going to take a lead that an opponent gives her. And in exchange, she might miss stuff sometimes.
Przesortować, bo
And
się
we'll let
pełno
the opponent
zrobiło.
like spend an extra however many seconds to
Ech,
go farm to something on zone 1. And if they don't get anything, then she just wins. But you risk, you know, they get something really good and then you lose.
And GG. So Civ taking it over Blair, and Blair is eliminated here in 7th place. But congrats making it this far. GG's. Going to be exiting stage left here with Biggie Mac as well, and 7th place. So we have Sivir and Tang both moving into losers round 2. They'll be facing Ink Nun or Bookworm, and then Pants or Tough, respectively. We'll see how that goes. And a lot of those races will be happening tomorrow. But we do have one more, and I think we're headed to a break, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct. We're going to go to a quick break before we do the last match of today. Just want to thank you again. Remind you that Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits, so we'd appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. But coming up after this break, it is Ink and Bookworm, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's a best of 5, and it should be a good one. Bookworm's been playing really well, and Ink Nun is, of course, Ink Nun, and Ink Nun wins. So see how that goes.
All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Stick around.
Tak to nie działa, kurwa. No, będzie jakiś zrzut robił, czy nie, kurwa. Kurwa, gejnie samolot, kurwa. Przecież to zrzucił coś. A nie, dopiero zrzucił, kurwa. Zrzucił.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Games Done Quick GDQ hotfix, where we were doing the first part of the Condor Season 9 playoffs. We've got one more match for you today. It's going to be Ink Nun versus Bookworm, and we've got Elad and Cancel here helping us with the commentary. How are you both doing today?
Doing great. Cancel?
Yeah, doing well. Been fun races so far.
Yeah, super fun.
Some very close ones, some tough losses, and everything we get with these Condor playoffs.
Yeah, it's certainly, if there was a script written for today, it has not been followed. That is for sure. And I think that makes for a very exciting day of racing for our everybody out in chat there. I do want to give a super shout out to everyone being here, and I really appreciate it. It's so much fun to have this going for as long as it has, and no real plans of slowing down. We'll be having season 10, maybe, question mark, maybe not anytime soon, but you know, if you guys want to get involved, please feel free to do so. I'm not sure if there's a sign up link somewhere, but even if that's not there, just come to our Discord, join in the conversations, and you'll get notified on when our next events are coming up. We do have a Junior League event coming up soon, within the next month, so please feel free to join in for that. Season 10 confirmed. I mean, season 9's been very fun. That's what I'll say. And yeah, I do want to say that I do appreciate being able to be on this platform, and I think it's been a really joy to be here. So if you do enjoy this, feel free to, all of the other races tend to be run on my channel. And so, yeah, come on by and watch our races. We tend to do them on weekends around this time. So Saturdays, 2 p.m. Eastern. And I think that's all the pimping out of myself I feel like doing. So
Kurwa, po zrzut bieg na ten chuj mnie tu po kostkach gryzie.
Okay.
Kurwa, to po piasku wejdzie.
Shameless plugs.
Just to take the opportunity to thank Games Done Quick again for having us on. Yeah, we've been really grateful for the opportunity to showcase what our community's doing.
2, 1, go.
Race time.
I mean, we did the Kahoot finals last year. We didn't get to put as much time towards it. I think it was really only the last couple matches due to some scheduling issues, but you know, was happy to have you all back here so we could see the
it's so glorious that we can do a full playoffs here. It's really awesome, because the racing continues to get better and better as you go up the thing, as the racers are pushed to their limits. It's super fun. So yeah, thank you.
So one thing I was curious about going into Condor today was that even in the short period that we had Kahoot on Hotfix, we saw the race meta kind of evolve. Like, how set in stone is the race meta for Condor? Or do you have like individual season metas that evolve over time?
Good question. I would say, I mean, Cancel, you can certainly talk to this. I know you think a lot about the race meta, but I'll say that our season's a little different because our season is when we ban Axe, so everyone's sort of figuring out all the other weapons a little bit more. But I would say that shifts you see now, there's such a diversity in the racers and their chosen meta, and because I think we've hit a good spot where there's no objectively right way to play this game other than just make sure you go fast, but like whether you're farming or not farming, that kind of shifts now, which is cool. It's not like there's one that everybody does.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Kahoot, like Cadence of Hyrule is a much younger game, and so the meta hasn't developed quite as much, and so you could see it develop much more during the span of a single tournament. I think the last really major meta shift was a couple seasons ago, when people really started to take their time farming on some seeds. You know, some seeds, people kind of figured out that if you spend a lot of time in Zone 1 getting just an incredible build, you can go fly past everybody else in Zone 4 and Zone 5. I think this, we're kind of at a point with this one where like that kind of idea is already there. And the idea of going fast, that was sort of before it, you know, just like take whatever you have and just run it as fast as you can. That was sort of the first one. And then the farm meta is sort of the second one.
Yeah, now
it's kind of like balance. Yeah.
And I would say that that's true at the highest tier. I think there's quite a striation between like all the different tiers. So the kinds of meta you're going to use is sort of dependent on where you are in the season. Because like I said, we have 70 racers. There's quite a huge range. We have tiers all the way down. TIER, not TEAR.
Well, we have
those two
tiers today. Yeah.
But and so they, based on which tier you're in, also can determine how you do. But yeah, let's discuss what we've seen so far, because there's been quite an interesting set of pickups and those kinds of things. We've got ourselves a Ring of Pain, an interesting choice for both racers to go for the purple chest over the black chest with only a golden rapier. That's a rare choice, and I have a feeling that Ink did the choice and Bookworm had to follow, because the item they got out of that purple chest was the shield spell, which is super strong. So
yeah, I've felt like Ink is shadowing Bookworm a little bit this this race so far, but Ink now diverging pretty majorly to take that cat pain, which is a weapon and ring combo that racers like a lot. And the reason for that is because the pain does a 1 damage AoE attack around your weapon hit when you attack things, and with the cat it does that to the space where you move into.
Yeah, so you do like a splash when you land is kind of the way you can think about it.
And so it sort of clears things from your path as you go, that's the reason why Axe is so good. This combo is not quite as busted as Axe is, but you get some of the same effect. Ooh, Ink accidentally swapping off, and so he has to take another half-hearted damage to bring Pain back up.
Yeah, Ring of Pain is spiky, so it causes damage when you pick it up, just like the Boots of Pain, which we have not seen yet today, which is surprising. I love those things. They're so good. Maybe we'll see them later.
You have to have the health to take them, is somewhat of the problem.
Yes. But I don't even know if we've seen it.
I don't know that we have either.
Hey, look who it is. Dry Baby.
I don't
Gonna
think you
skip
take
on that
risk
one.
right now.
Nope. Yeah, I think we did see it earlier because of the sort of assumed racer differential, right? The racer who sort of saw themselves as the lower tier racer is going to take that just out of, a risk / reward. But in this case, Inknun's not taking that. Inknun is definitely the high tier racer here. That's a problem. So Bookworm landing in Rat Trap there. Could have shielded.
Not shielding
yeah.
that bomb.
I think the bomb's still only doing, half a heart though, right?
Because of his armor.
Yeah.
But still kind of surprising.
I think we got a potion here. We do. So
I think getting health finally.
Yeah, I think he's healing up. Bookworm does have about a half a floor lead, maybe a little more than that. Nice
he took
shield.
a big detour on 3-3, and Bookworm just went straight down a trapdoor. And so far, that's been a pretty successful for them.
Yeah. And this is 4-3, so you're seeing those pixies that are only on 4-3, turns out.
And Bookworm having to make a sort of awkward play with that pixie because he has a rapier. There is sort of an unfortunate, it's like a bug fix, where pixies there was an inconsistent treatment with move attack pixies, so sometimes if you attacked into them, it would hurt you, and sometimes it wouldn't, depending on what weapon you have. And they fixed that by just, if you have a rapier and it dies, it hurts you. So
Good
You
job.
have to play them sort of gently. Yeah, it's
Horribly mismapping this floor here. Bookworm's going to give Incan an opportunity to catch up. That was not the right way, and I feel like you could tell. I don't know. Oh, but finds an immediate trapdoor here.
trapdoor really helps.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ink's gonna. You can. Is Ink
Needs
mismapping this or
bombs.
just taking
Yeah,
out bomb?
no, he needs
Yeah.
bombs.
So we haven't really talked
I mean,
on it a little bit too much, but it is important to know your bomb count going into your Necrodancer, because as we've seen, the amount of bombs you have really speeds up the fight.
They both have 2, by the way. You can't tell.
Yeah.
Two
And that's
a
actually
blood drum.
okay because of their blood drum, yeah. So we're gonna see Japanese strats here for Bookworm. This is the strategy that we're seeing. I don't know how to explain it other than it's Japanese strat. You go left bell, right bell, and then top right bell. And we're gonna see Ink here. Actually, yeah, really far back. Ink just hasn't been able to push as much as I would have expected.
The campaign has been kind of awkward, and also he can't take any more hits because the 2 bombs will get him to where the loot and the Necrodancer are. But he needs 2 blood drum hits to open the Necrodancer and the loot from them. So once he got to 1.5 hearts, he had to stop.
Sorry, I got excited.
No, yeah, it's a cool strat.
It's a very cool strat. It's pretty rare, but if you have a cat, you can do a strategy where you kill Dead Ringer that way, and that's it. GG. So Bookworm taking the first game.
Just outrunning Ink, which is surprising.
Yeah, that is surprising. Bookworm was impressive yesterday. Like Bookworm was really pushing. Talked a bit with Tang about that race yesterday, and Tang was like, I don't know, Bookworm's just super fast. And that's what we're seeing.
I think he's
Really
probably the candidate that people would say for most improved throughout the season. I think he was dying a lot in the first week and second week, which I absolutely took advantage of. But toward the end of the season was just...
yeah, I got steamrolled by him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to get myself. I've always been meaning to make a most improved bowler award for the.
Kurwa, jak dostał ciosa z kolby, to się od razu zawinął, kurwa, lalonek.
And yeah, I think Bookworm might have that.
I love
And the bomb monkey.
Yes. When you're about to bomb into the blood shop, you see a monkey, so you just bomb and let it capture you. So you're safe from monkey, or you're safe from bomb hits when a monkey is on you. The bomb kills a monkey, sort of a meat shield.
Oh, well, now this is interesting. So there's a bit of a meme in the community on where you're supposed to put your familiars. And there's a lot of people who are team right rat, where the rat should be on the right. There's a lot of people who are team up rat. And somehow we happen to be in a situation...
Ink goes down.
Ink goes down? Yeah, I kind of missed how that happened. Did he just blood drop?
No, he jumped into a Minotaur, I think.
Oh.
I wasn't watching because I was making sure everything was working correctly, so I always
okay.
missed
We
the
appreciate
first
that.
couple floors of each race.
No sweat. But yeah, left rat versus down rat. This is not standard rat positions.
So what does the rat do? You talked about some of the other familiars.
Right. So the rat, when an enemy is in the same square as the rat, the enemy takes 1 piercing damage.
Sort of ends up being awkward, depending, like, so normally, like, when you behead a skeleton, they go off in the direction you hit them. But in addition to being piercing damage, the rat does non-directional damage. So things will just, like, stand there. You'll just have, like, a skeleton body just, like, not moving.
Just dancing in one spot.
Yeah.
Okay, Ink is officially caught up. So, it's fine.
Trying to set up this gold kill with his spear, and eventually gets it.
So you've talked about that a few times, but I don't think we've explained what that is. What is a gold kill?
Yeah, so if you step on gold, the gold weapon will sort of illuminate. We're no longer going to see it because they both have taken a glass weapon, but just like I said with the battle shovel or with the blood weapons, is you can get this infinite damage. What is that shop?
Look at this shop. It's so absurd.
It's so good. +2 damage and a heavy plate.
Disgusting.
Yes, and please. Now, Ink's only going to find that cheese because he's at half a heart.
Yeah. Ink needs food, and they
It's
both
an
want
apple.
another weapon. Oh. And Bookworm breaking his.
Oh, ate that apple just in time, and Ink also breaking. So both racers are now on a 3 damage dagger, glass shard. Okay,
Yeah.
could be worse.
At least you can open crates with it, I guess.
Yeah, so Ink taking a hit. The reason that Ink had an apple and Bookworm had cheese is just one of the quirks, or one of the, I guess, things that. Why did Bookworm just bomb that? The waste of a bomb. Protest bomb against that golden bull.
So I think the mole ate a trapdoor, right? And then I think Bookworm was trying to bomb to get into the bow, not realizing that the mole had already opened.
Oh, really? That could be.
That's my hypothesis, but otherwise it just looks like he just said, "Screw this bow." No, that's a reasonable reaction.
We have seen racers do that. Yeah, the bow is not very good. So, yeah, and we now have a new weapon. So we're just changing our weapons constantly. And this one is not the safest. It is a glass staff. So 4 damage, laser beam.
Bookworm's 3-1 exit was so good.
It was good. Sorry.
Stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the good news is that the +2 damage is going to allow you to have 3 damage dagger if you break your glass. I think the staff's faster. Oh, what a play by Ink. Did you see that?
Oh.
Threw up the earth so that he didn't get clapped on a slip and slide to stop the slide in time. That was amazing.
Didn't see Inks because I was watching Bookworm get just completely trolled by a Grey Goblin and Rat Familiar, with that same interaction that I was talking about where they do non-directional damage, so they don't push things back.
Yeah.
Grey Goblin jumps into Rat, Bookworm expects it to get bounced back, but it doesn't, and so then it just hits him.
On
Wow.
my screen, the transition for entering the boss floor was perfectly synced.
Yeah, beat for beat. I saw that. It was beautiful. So unfortunately for Ink, not getting any reward for not breaking their glass because they're both going to swap to a new weapon here. So it is all tied up here, and yeah, I think. Oh, Devil Monkey!
Oh my gosh, Ink.
Oh, my heart can't take it. Oh,
Ink, you're eliminated if you lose. Please don't do this.
Yeah.
That could very easily be the end of Ink's tournament.
No, Ink
this is
is
winner's
in.
bracket.
This is winner's bracket.
This is winner's bracket. Never
Okay.
mind. I'm
Don't
sorry.
sweat
I thought it was losers. Look at this poster shop overwriting the store.
Yes, good times with the wall pig in the store. That is dangerous.
That's so weird. You
I
could
know.
use that for a creative shop kill, probably.
Oh, yeah. Someone can seed number and show us. Oh, this is so awkward. Flail is weird. Flail without piercing. You got to use that rat the best you can to kill those Blade Masters. So the Blade Masters, one thing I say about Zone 4, a good way to explain it is it's a very technical zone. It requires a lot of like strange ways to kill enemies. And the Blade Masters, oh, hey, look, it's Boots Bane. Blade Masters require you to hit them when they are at dagger range and then move out of the way and kill them. Yeah, this build just got a whole lot better for Bookworm. I think I'm not going to take it, but the Boots of Pain, one of my favorite weapons, it does where the rapier lunge is, so 2 tiles ahead of you, it will do 3 damage when you move at them. So it's nice with a flail because that's not a tile that's traditionally covered by the flail. So now it will cover it in a way.
It sort of covers up the one weakness with the flail, actually, of
Yeah, lack
jumping
of
into
range.
things.
Interesting.
Although-
Swapped back to the titanium staff.
Yeah,
I think
picking
I-
up the titanium staff is nice. That's 3 damage with this. Boots of Pain makes the staff really good, and also it not being Zone 4 anymore makes the staff really good. The staff has like pretty substantial splash damage, so if you're lining up a lot of enemies, plus you have the wire in this zone, you can really wipe out like a whole floor pretty quickly.
Ink finding the wrong way trapdoor. They both
I
found
think,
it. Okay.
I think Bookworm found it too. Yeah. Oh, half a heart.
Yeah.
So this is really scary for Bookworm. Bookworm is pushing so hard. You need to actually attack some enemies.
Nope. Tap shot to clear
just not gonna. Oh, and of course the shield save there. And first one to Dead Ringer, but at half a heart doesn't have blood drum skills here, or the ability to blood drum. And we're going to see Japanese. This is scary. Needs good spawns.
What's Ink doing?
Ink
Ink's not doing its strat. Oh, he's doing redirect.
Oh, the
Yes.
flail redirect. We love it.
So Ink doesn't have blood drum, so they're on.
Yeah, but neither does Bookworm. Yeah, yeah, that's scary. I mean, Bookworm could have checked red there for some health. Might have been worth. But I think is just pushed to go as fast as possible. Really wants a win here. I mean, Bookworm going up 2-0 over Ink is crazy right now.
2 hits for each.
Yeah,
Bookworm
2 each. Bookworm 3. Here's the a really nice spawn there for Ink. Ink now up to 4. Awkward moves here, and I think Ink's got the lead. Yeah, one more hit for Ink.
Got it.
Ooh, one more hit for Bookworm, and it is gonna beat Ink by a nose. Wow.
Have a just slightly under 5-second difference in .Ds in the race room.
Yeah. Yeah, so when these racers complete their race, so everything we have is run off of a Discord bot, actually created by Inkman. And yeah, what you do is after the countdown happens, you do a .D in the race room, and it'll call it the end of your run. And of course, if it's too close together, we will do a review. I'm not sure if this one's close enough for a review, but
It was technically. So anything that is under 5 seconds gets automatically reviewed. The bot tags it for us. I don't think that there's any real question that Ink won that, but it's within our rules to do that review.
nice. Thanks, refs. Of course, Cancel is traditionally one of the refs, but also super happy to have you in the booth.
Thanks for having me.
I have to say, one of my favorite things.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
One of my favorite things about doing these shows is listening to Elad just like have heart attacks in the middle of these races.
Oh, that was a tough one for me. Yeah, I have to get some medication for that. Oh,
And there's an interesting screen watch thing that just happened, or an interesting decision about whether to open a tier 3 cracked wall. So Ink opened it thinking, well, if it's food shop, I get to kill it and get a bunch more health. Bookworm didn't open it, and I suspect that he did that because he could just see whether Ink did or not, and then if it's a food shop and if it's a good food shop, he could just go do it.
a nice little blood shop here. We're gonna see a bomb kill. I think this is mostly just to get the blood drum and to not take damage picking up that spear. We'll see the spear pick up for the damage. They will take the glass torch. Glass torch is a little bit of a it's fine.
And the free ring of war.
Yeah, that's nice. So +1 damage with knockback makes this obsidian weapon a little better because you're not going to be stuck on 1 damage ever, which can be real bad. But the glass torch shows all the enemies on the map, so you can see them even if the room is dark, and it has like maximum vision. It's really strong, but if you get hit, it breaks. And also with that maximum vision, it also gives maximum aggro, which is not great. So something to keep in mind. It's got some major cons in it. And spirits, yes. Everybody's favorite part of this game. And a shop kill here.
Shop.
And that's a glass staff.
I don't agree.
Yeah, so all Ink really gets out of that is, like, I would say probably a worse weapon and freeze charm. Yeah, that was a weirdly aggressive play. And immediately switching to
now
a
you
cutlass.
can get a better weapon, yeah.
So no shops for the rest of this run for Inkman. That is the sort of penalty for killing the shopkeeper there. This is a very good build now.
Yeah.
But the problem is that you have no shops and your opponent is also got the same build.
This Cutlass War is great. And I think Bookworm handling this a little better. He got himself out of the full multiplier so he could do 3 damage.
Yeah, there's a weird quirk with Death Metal where once Death Metal takes 4 damage, the 4th damage, he teleports. So if you do 3, and he has 9 health, so if you do 3 and then you do 3 again, you only have to hit him one more time, so he only teleports once instead of teleporting twice.
This is
On a
the
4
food
damage.
shop.
This is definitely the food shop. Always a food shop.
A little sad with the cursed hearts because I think the overheal will heal those first.
Yeah.
He only got 1 out of that. But
Still, 7 heart containers. Pretty good. And meanwhile, Ink, though, not worrying about that food shop, just going. And that's probably fine. 5 heart containers is still a lot.
yeah, I agree.
So you can see quite a difference now in piercing. Yes. So this just negates a lot of the annoying things about some of the enemies in Zone 4 and Zone 5. And a little bit in Zone 3 as well.
It's interesting with Cutlass is that it's like one of the dangers with Cutlass is that you can just kind of get stuck smacking things that are shielded that you don't have enough damage to get through.
Right.
So piercing negates that.
Yeah, you no longer getting stuck on a black skeleton or something like that. And we found some grenades for Ink. Those grenades can be really useful. He did see a pretty hidden secret shop. Some secret shops can be hard to see when they've got a torch on the wall. You can see another one there, a little bit less hidden looking, but...
Yeah, and I am surprised that Ink's not opening that one up.
That should be
they
glass, I
haven't-
think, right?
Well, have they seen Transmog?
Oh, there's glass. So
Glass, okay.
I guess
So-
that would have been it. That would have been transmog.
Take for him to skip it.
Yeah.
Getting a current shovel with Cutlass. I mean, current shovel is good with everything, except arguably Cat. But I think it's especially good with Cutlass because you can just dive into these rooms and then just keep hitting stuff.
Are we getting super weird seed variants? Chat's sort of calling out seed variants here.
I did not know.
Bookworm's getting wailed on.
Is it possible?
One of the things that
Sorry, go ahead.
I think shop kill could have caused it.
Yeah,
is that
that's what I
right?
was curious about.
Yeah, it's kind of an unfortunate thing whenever you have a roguelike, how it seeds itself. This game used to be a lot more random, and they worked very hard to try and make it, basically on our request, to make it less variance when seeded. But it still happens sometimes, and sometimes for very strange reasons, like, did you blow up a crate or not? Which, of course, was something I encountered in this season, much to my chagrin. Oh, watch those grenades.
he got. That's weird.
Don't think
I
that was
think
intentional.
down was the last thing that he pressed, but because he got Cutlass back,
Oh, it counts it
that
as
was
an
really
up.
strange.
Yeah,
I
that is
guess
weird.
it did. I can't think of any other reason why he would have thrown a grenade up there.
Yeah, glass broke in there for Ink now. Got hit by a spirit, I think.
Ink getting a random transmute into bomb charge.
Oh, we got a death. Bookworm going down. Just could not keep up with Ink. And he's got the nukes.
Frustrating.
It looks like he's not going to use them.
And there are variants from having particles on and off too.
So I'm assuming it's something, and some people in chat are kind of hinting that it might be the same thing. It's just, when you kill a shopkeeper, you don't get shops anymore. Just changes the
Yeah,
way
it's
the
sort of
floor
weird because
spawn.
that shouldn't impact. Like, it'll impact what items are spawned on the floor, and therefore, if an item shows up, it won't show up later in the seed. Usually, under some circumstances, it may. But what's weird is when it affects the mapping, and that does happen sometimes.
I think it can affect it in a couple of different ways. So, like, Peace, I know in particular, can put different shrines in different places. And like people in chat are saying, when you have a shop that's dead, first, things in Zone 3 can then start spawning in the shop. It only happens in Zone 3 with a dead shopkeeper. I guess that can affect where secret shops spawn
And sometimes walls randomly, too.
you
Because
feel-
there's, like, weird pillars.
and like chest walls and chests and traps in the shop that you normally never get.
Yeah, it's like a weird bug that I guess just never got solved. I think Bookworm's trying to, use the dragon to open up that crate. It's kind of interesting as you get better and better at this game. You can learn a lot of the different strategies for how to use the enemies to your advantage. And certainly Dragon's fireballs can be used for a various number of things, including killing the shopkeeper and opening crates and barrels. Trying to get this leprechaun.
He's going to have to bomb or make an opening. But
yeah, and there goes leprechaun. You only have a limited number of beats before the leprechaun teleports away with his high gold.
He got the dragon to open the crate for.
Yep. Yeah, but at this point, like, this is a pretty huge difference, so we're gonna need to see a death from Ink here.
Pressure.
Does have chain tier armor with the charm and the helmet. The helmet is +1 armor, and the charm is also +1 armor. A lot of charms around Ink Nun's neck right now.
Oh, slow play procedure has made it through this time.
Nice. Yes, there was a time where Ink Nun was renowned for their slow play. Ink Nun improved their slow play quite a bit since then. That was a long, long time ago. We should probably just let it go at this point.
Season 3, Season 4 era.
Yeah.
Especially bad. Oh, and Bookworm taking a hit on Z1 boss anyway.
Yeah, and as chat's letting us know, Ink Nun did lures, which are super safe. So you should do them if you have a huge advantage.
I think Ink is actually among the biggest proponents of lures in this playoffs bracket, if not the biggest. I've seen him do them several times in races where he had a big lead.
Yeah, it's because he's smart. It's the right thing to do.
Practice them. Like, if you haven't practiced lures, they are kind of awkward.
They're so easy, though. It's just, if you have never done them, then...
Yeah. Don't know that I did lures once this season. I just do Japanese every time.
It's not good. Japanese has so many more edge cases. Oh. GG's. Hey, speaking of Mac, what's up, Mac? All right. So Ink now taking the lead after that loss to Bookworm. Maybe Bookworm feeling it slip away a little bit, but can maybe come back in this game 4. Bookworm, of course, first match win, almost won the second match with a very close Necrodancer battle, and then that one there kind of slipped away with the death. So, we'll see how this goes. Countdown is on. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. All right, we've got 1, maybe 2 matches left today, but we will be back tomorrow, same bat time at 2 p.m. Eastern. So please, if you're enjoying the race, make sure to be back here for tomorrow to see the thrilling conclusion of our Season 9 playoffs. It's gonna be good. So we got an early Frost Dagger.
They're in danger.
Sweat a little.
Yeah, of being
So-
$10 poorer.
Yes, ever since like pretty much the beginning of Condor almost, I have had a bounty that if you can win a Condor race with a Frost Dagger holster and lead boots, I will personally give you $10 US. But you have to win the race.
It has to be a race that you commentated, right?
And it's a race I'm commentating. And to be fair, I commentate a lot of races, so, and it has been claimed twice.
This is
and
really
Also, it's an ongoing bounty. Okay.
it's been going since, it's once it's claimed, more people can claim it. It's pretty rare because the Frost Dagger is not good. In fact, the reason that I sort of set it up originally was because it was 3 items that I had a particular disdain for. But they've all kind of improved since then.
Yeah, I was going to say the Frost Dagger disdain came from when it melted, right?
Oh, sure. All of the disdain came from when they were worse. I guess that's not true for the holster. It was more a matter of people not using it. And for the lead boots, it was because of various Aria memes. But still. Wow, we've got an interesting start here. There's another ring. You could transmute this ring and then just go grab the regen if you don't get a good one.
Don't have a bomb, unfortunately.
Good point.
But I was going to say Frost Dagger, I think, is way better with damage. If basically you're killing everything, so you have a piercing 3 damage dagger, and then you also have quick kills on every boss and mini boss.
Yeah, that's true. It's like
This
phasing,
is the
same sort of thing. Oh, but we got a swap for Inknun. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with Bookworm's play.
Yeah, I agree too. I think Bookworm made the right choice. So another thing we were talking about a bit earlier, with regards to the mechanics of the game, this game I will strongly say is more fun to play than to watch. I say that as somebody who runs a league of watching this game. But it is super fun to play, and a big part of it is the mechanics. The fact that the game is designed around just your movement. You're either moving, attacking, or digging, depending on which direction you push. And so when you have something like a flail, you're going to cause a lot more snag because your hitbox for the flail is this big C around your body. Whereas if you have a dagger, you have the only hitbox is immediately in front of you. And so if you're trying to scoot through all the enemies, you can do that a lot better with a dagger. So daggers actually do have a pretty good advantage in that regard. They also are a little unsafe, but they can still be very good.
I think Bookworm played this zone 2 way better than Inknun.
That's interesting, given that Inknun is ahead.
Yes. So Bookworm sacrificed the lead to get a Blast Tome, 2 extra heart containers, and I think he already had the torch from zone 1. And he has shield, but I think he had that Frost Dagger.
Ooh, Frost Dagger with the Frost Ring. This could be good. So this is a very rare combination. Like I said earlier, the Frost Ring is very, very, very rare. And so you super don't see this. And is Bookworm just not even going to go in there? I don't know. I mean, what it does is it just gives you infinite damage. Every attack kills. So you kind of got to take that.
And with
unless you're planning on swapping off. Yeah, piercing, instant kills. So it like freezes and kills on the same beat. So you just one-shot everything.
Argument,
it's a bit of a combo.
Yeah, it's like you might want to, if you find like a obsidian cat or something, like.
Yeah, oh my goodness. But
This
you
is
know.
awkward. Not. Okay. Whew.
Nice shield there. And hey, it's phasing. The superior dagger.
Wait. The Blast Tome.
What? He got rid of it. Or he never got it. I don't know. I don't actually remember seeing him get the Blast
I
Tome.
just saw him go find it, and I was like, of course Bookworm took the Blast Tome. But he never took the Blast Tome.
Oops.
Oh my gosh.
And we got a dagger v dagger race here. Bookworm was more looking for health than for that phasing dagger. So phasing damage is just a little bit better than piercing, where anything that you normally can't hit, you can hit. So if there's a spider on the wall, you can hit it. If there's a mimic before it aggroes, you can hit it. If there's a ghost that's not looking at you, you can hit it. You can hit everything.
Keep this cat, right? Yeah.
It's a 3 damage cat, which is pretty dang fine.
That's a sweet pulse.
Yeah, that was a nice pulse. But I mean, again, Ink. Oh, Ink also got the cat. Oh, my bad. I didn't notice that.
Bookworm really just needs like a chicken right now, and then he's gonna.
Commentator blast! Yay! Oh, an immediate getting bombed! Oh no! Oh. RNG giveth and taketh away. Yike! You gotta say that again, I think.
Bookworm needs a ham or a potion.
Or a potion.
Fine.
Wait, did Ink not get that potion?
Dobrze się cenią za miscreated, kurwa, 12 na miesiąc, kurwa, dolarów. A za Minecrafta, kurwa, $6. Za serwer, kurwa. Kurwa, no Minecraft, nie? 6 kurwa dolarów, kurwa. Miscreated $12, kurwa. To czemu, kurwa? Ta gra, kurwa, jest nawet, nie powiedziałbym, kurwa, w małym 10% popularna, co dopiero, kurwa, jakaś ten.
You didn't want to.
Ono ma kurważ. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no health regen. I'm gonna dig right
7 days to die. 10 kurwa dolarów na miesiąc, skoro.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of enemies. And
Ark.
there by
$12 na miesiąc.
This is so awkward. Nice.
Co tu
Oh,
jest,
for red
kurwa?
heart.
Counter Strike, kurwa. $6 na miesiąc. I kurwa. Global Offensive $6 na miesiąc, kurwa. Counter Strike Source $6 na miesiąc. Daisy Standalone jest droższy, 13,36 na miesiąc. Dark and Light 16 na miesiąc, nie wiem co ta gra jest w ogóle, kurwa. Jakie kurwa ceny se gościu tu wymyślił, chuj. Na jakimś serwerze jestem tam, gram i patrzę, kurwa, wszedłem co to za info, kurwa, jakiś, kurwa tam, tu nikt nie gra. To raz.
Yeah, and now it's all up to Ink. He's still not super safe, has no armor and only 2 hearts, so...
Ale pierwszą postać żeńską tu trafiłem, kurwa.
So far the spawns have been very nice. Necrodancer spawns and the enemy spawns. Not a lot of mini bosses. And one more hit for Ink is gonna do it, and Ink is gonna move on to the winners finals. GG's to Ink. And Inkman playing pretty well, losing that first match to Bookworm, but sort of shaking off those losses. And able to, come back. Very nice.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate conclusion there. Saw Bookworm pushing to catch up, but, not the ending we wanted to see, but still, closed it out.
It happens. Yeah, it was closing the gap until that sudden and unfortunate death. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly it for today. Thank you all for being here. This is, again, a huge honor. Super fun to be here. I love that we got to time this out perfectly for our season. Really nice. Tomorrow is going to be even crazier than today. We're doing our second round 2 winners match. And that's going to be Pantslor Toughwoe. So you can't deny that that'll be interesting. And then 3 losers bracket matches in a row, followed by 3 finals in a row. Winners, then losers, then grand. So it's going to be an awesome thing tomorrow. So please set your VCRs for tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. And of course, make sure that you tune in on Monday as well. We've got a community spotlight with Code Lyoko games. And of course, today is the last day for Games Done Quick, Summer Games Done Quick. So game submissions and volunteer applications. So make sure you get those in. Meanwhile, we're going to send you on over to someone else. But before we do, I just want to give a quick thanks to everybody. Condor, racers we had today. Biggie Mac, Tang, Tuffo, Blair, Bookworm, Inknun, Siver, Pantslor. Of course, Elad and Cancel, Tic Tac Foe for helping with commentary. And some staff behind the scenes, Autoclaves, Asher Rose, Alexis YJ, and Kupiala. Thank you, everyone, for, helping put this on. But we're going to send you elsewhere. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Hey, thanks for having us, Ryokin.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks, everybody.
Coś kurwa, nikt nie gra w tego kurwa. Wszyscy kurwa offline są. Bo się najedli już paczówek za Ten Adrian też miał grać, mówi, że kurwa będzie 3 dni grał, teraz kurwa i chuj.
No, I went for the double input and he just like ran off. Yo, the host, what is going on, people?
Mówię o tym Adrianie tu drugim, co tu był wczoraj, kurwa, ten gadał, że on tam idzie do kumpli potem. Kojarzysz? Nie tylko ten drugi. No mówi, że on 3 dni wolnego wziął kurwa ten, żeby grać i kurwa i chuj. Widzę, że nie gra.
But hello everyone from GDQ. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. They want to inspire me even more. Yeah, exactly. Oh, this one could be the one. Doesn't take much to get this record. Just need to not be dumb. Okay, I need to do a little bit of a detour because I forgot that. Hello? But yo, what's up? Miranai, Squilly Bob, Papa Neat, Kakashi. Oh, dude, Kakashi, what an awesome name. And Saturnin? How's it going, everyone? Not sure what GDQ is playing, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoy the Spyro. Pretty fast-paced game. Gonna be collecting everything in the game as fast as I can. It's gonna be fun. At least it feels good to have 60 FPS on Spyro. Definitely. One of the biggest issues with this game at launch was the fact that the frame rate was like pretty dang terrible. Like it was really bad. Unfortunately, with the remake here being on PC, they introduced some problems with frame rate. Turns out that like a lot of the movement is connected to frame rate, so things like jumping, you can jump higher based on having a lower frame rate, which is pretty janky, you can imagine. And then there's also issues with Alpine Ridge, one of the levels. You can't actually beat the level if you're on 60 FPS or higher. They just like didn't playtest the game. So at least for this game, like Spyro 1, the best way of playing it is 50 FPS because you don't get that glitch happening. Yeah, it's like rolling the dice whether or not it wants to like actually work. Hello? Okay. Oh, that was awkward. Yo, what's up, Hypno Shark? Oh, GDQ hosted me. Believe it or not. Pretty crazy. I'm missing a gem? I don't think so. Don't scare me like that. Welcome to the LBC. Let's go. What? Get... No, gem count there is based on what you collect. So it really depends, like, where you death abuse, how much you collect. And yo, what's up, Des? How you doing, Alex?
O kurwa, nie wierzę, drugą kobietę dostałem. Z jakimiś krótkimi włosami.
Got another date? Oh.
Musiałbyś się zabijać, ale nie wiem jaki jest okres potem, no odrodzenie się, ile czasu potrzeba. Czy nie ma jakieś kary, nie?
You've never seen a Spyro speedrun before? It's pretty cool, Otis. Yeah, hopefully you stick around and watch the run. Should be a good one. Yeah, Spyro's pretty cool. It's a really fast-paced game, really, just smooth. Like, just watching the gameplay, it just looks like everything is very smooth, planned out, and it's really entertaining. It's almost like soothing, and I don't know, get a sense of like relaxation just watching Spyro go fast in this game. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Spyro 1 never used to have like a big charge jump. But in Reignited, he jumps like twice as high when you charge jump. Really makes for this game to be played in a very different way. Yeah, Spyro games are like 100% execution. There's very little RNG when it comes to playing these games, so it's all about just like mastering the movement, which can be quite difficult. But it is quite satisfying to get it right. Ooh.
No to już wojskową furę na początku znalazłem, tylko kurwa części do niej nie ma.
Yeah, Spyro 1 is like the least RNG, and then Spyro 2 and 3 do have some random elements to it. One of the reasons why I like Spyro 1 more is the fact that there really is no RNG elements. It's just like, how fast can you possibly be? Like, how much can you optimize the movement? That's really all it comes down to. Which makes it really nice to get like a really good run in Spyro, because you feel like you actually like did good. You didn't just like get a run because you got good RNG or something.
Jakieś szczęście na kobitki mam. Co? Drugi serwer i druga kobitka, kurwa.
Very unfortunate.
Kurwa, jakaś insza, kurwa, tam. Z krótkimi włosami, kurwa, była.
Hopefully I can get him on the second pass. Let's try and waste no time. I should be able to get him right here. Okay, alright. That was like the best of the worst case scenario. Yeah, we definitely managed to save that one. This is the most Usain Bolt thief in the game, definitely. Definitely. That felt like it wasn't gonna work, but it did. Hello? That's why I'm mostly a scoring guy at shooting games. They got almost no RNG, and when you score good, it's because you did good. And if you did bad, it's only your own fault. Definitely. It actually is pretty fun, Alex. Like,
Pasy, jest.
I know we like bashed this game really hard when it came out, but I think it is pretty cool. It is a pretty satisfying game to go fast.
Chyba się znalazł.
And 120 is like the least figured out at this point. This category could go much slower. Through just like pure optimizing movement, finding out all the small things. How can you have more than 100%? There is a extra level at the end of this game. Spyro games, at least the first 3, like to put like extra content after you get 100%. Usually they add an extra level. Spyro 2 is the only one where the extra level wasn't actually a full level, it was like a mini-game level. But yeah. It's a neat little thing that you get for 100%ing the game.
Kobitka, kurwa, uzbrojona i niebezpieczna. Mam spluwę i nie zawaham się jej użyć.
We are good. No. This could be bad, and I really hope it isn't. Please be there. That was that was a relief. There's a potential for that second beetle or spider or whatever it is to be stuck in the back of the room, and if you make any deviation in movement or anything wrong, you can't get him in the time that you have the super flame. So yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen. Because I had that bonk, and that bonk could have been deadly.
Akumulator i chociaż za 2 koła.
But we are
Trzeba było jechać.
all good here. Hello. Yeah, not bad.
Na żywo leci.
Yeah, wall glides are hilarious in this game. Most of the time, they just make no sense. Is there any prize money or reward for holding the record? Nope. Honestly, world records in video games is just... it's just a personal challenge, I guess?
Służę nie ma nic. Dobra.
Generally, some people can like make it big on Twitch, getting records and stuff, but that's usually in like big games. Spyro's like a pretty tight-knit community with not a crazy amount of runners. It's like, it's not that we aren't competitive, but it's just not one of those games that breaks in tons of viewers. Because, you know, you got your, like, I think the only, like, real competitive game that there have been, like, tournaments and stuff has been, like, Super Mario Odyssey. That was bad. Yeah, even in Super Mario Odyssey, it's not like holding a record means that you make money or something. Oof, yeah, that was unfortunate. Come on. You're sold on running this game? Dude, it's actually not that bad. Come give me some real competition. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's some pretty decent up-and-comers that have picked up the game. It seems like it's really easy to get into speedrunning this game, because I've seen some like people just come out of the woodworks and get pretty damn good times. Yeah, what's up, Shock Coding? Yeah, I got hosted by GDQ. Man, triple treat? Ah, okay. Alright. I know where it is. It's right here. Nice. It was actually surprising that that was a gold. I mean, I played it pretty well, but like, I still had the mistake of missing that one gem. But yeah, I haven't put too much time into this game yet. Especially this category. Probably only done like, I want to say a couple dozen runs. It's still a pretty fresh category. Lots of room to improve. No. Let me out. Just let me out. Menuing those exit screens is really annoying because you think you have control, but you don't. So you try and press down to select quit, and you can't. Really annoying. The real treasure was the friends you made along the way. You know, that is like the most true thing I have ever heard. Like streaming on Twitch and grinding out a record, it really is about the experience. You just like, you grow a community of followers, people that really support what you do, and then like, you know, it's just a grind, and it's like, when you finally achieve what you're looking for, you just, it feels amazing. Like not even being cheesy. It's like I've met like awesome people through speedrunning. Hell, I met my wife through speedrunning. I wouldn't be married if it wasn't for speedrunning. Really, that was the best egg? You know, I feel like he could do better on that level. I barely missed one cycle. I could have gotten a cycle faster, yeah. So there's another few seconds on that split that could be saved. We're on some pretty good pace right now. Yo, what's up, Joker? How goes the runs? Pretty decent. I got a 1:19:31 earlier, and yeah, this run's on some pretty hot pace right now. Pretty hot pace. No, not really. There's like, some, like, okay, it's weird because there's only a select few runners that actually stuck with the game after, like, okay, it's weird because PC version came out. There's only a select a lot of us who played console and then PC came out, and like, okay, it's weird, we were a bit disappointed, and then we kind of just dropped the game. So like a lot of us who played console and PC actually, the majority of people that play right now are, and then we kind of just dropped the game. So like a lot of us who played console and PC actually, the majority of people that play right now, tight-knit community right now, as far as current runners go. So actually, the majority of people playing pretty right now, tight-knit community right now, as far as current runners go. So actually, the majority of people playing pretty right now, tight-knit community right now, as far as current runners go. So actually, the majority of people playing pretty right now, tight-knit community right now, as far as current runners go. So actually, the majority of people playing pretty right now, tight-knit community right now, as far as current runners go. So clean right now. Getting all the good cycles. So clean right now. Getting all the good cycles. So clean right now. Getting all the good cycles. Getting all the good cycles. Yeah, we made it big time, dude. Yeah. I totally gained this viewership through hard work. Made it big clearly. Yeah. I totally gained this viewership through hard work. Made it big clearly. Yeah. Nah, I got a fat GDQ host. I totally it's pretty crazy. GDQ host before. Clearly. Yeah. Nah, I got a fat GDQ host. It's pretty crazy. Yep, sneaky little gem right there. Yeah, I think I definitely hit like most viewers today that I've ever had in the 7 years I've been streaming. The last time I had like several hundred was probably when I got hosted by either Trihex or Worcester. Lee.
Znalazł się akumulator. Kurwa, 4 koła potrzeba.
Ah, damn. I really thought that I had the pause there. Like, the first one was, like, just far enough away that I should have gotten a frame-perfect pause, but I guess I was too slow. But yeah, pretty much what I was trying to do there is if you pause the game on the frame that you enter a level, you can quit the game and then re-enter, and it skips the entire loading screen and the entire fly-in animation here. Saves like a few seconds. Saves like 20 seconds RTA though. Because of how load screens work in this game. Ooh, jeez. That was some good RNG. Alright, not bad.